Hello everyone, thank you for tuning into my channel. So today I'm coming to tell you a little bit about my son's first day of pre-K story and how I did. Was I a total mess? You know, what was that experience like? So pretty much the teacher in the town that we live in, the teachers come over for a home visit the week before school starts. So we had 2 opportunities to meet the teacher. About 3 weeks before school started or 4 weeks before school started, we were invited to the school for Joel, my son Joel Jr., to take an assessment where they basically just evaluate like his abilities. Like, does he know his numbers? Does he know his colors, shapes? Can he follow 1-step, 2-step, 3-step directions, and a bunch of other things. Like, does he know his name and how to spell it and where he lives and stuff like that. So we did that. So we met his teacher that day, and then the teacher and the co-teacher or assistant teacher, they both came to our house for what they call a home visit, and they gave us tons of paperwork that we had to fill out, along with playing with Joel and getting to see him in his home environment, talking to him, and so on. So we were familiar with who she was. So the first day of school comes, and my mother-in-law was here. She wanted to participate in the going to school. My husband was unable to attend with us because he works and he's not home during the morning time. So it was my mother-in-law, my daughter Elle, and we drove to school. We get to the school, and my mother-in-law was being super nervous. She's asking me all types of questions. Did you pack him a lunch? He doesn't take lunch because the pre-K is only like a half a day, so you know there's no lunch there. He comes home and he eats lunch, and as far as like what we packed for him, he just needed one snack in the event that they had snack time, but they don't always have snack time, so the snack may come back home is what we were told. I needed to pack just the sheets that they needed us to send with him, and then because my son has dietary restrictions because he's vegan, I sent a note with several different ways to customize the menu for the entire month so they could, you know, figure it out. So if it was a bagel with cream cheese, I just said, please, no cream cheese, give him jelly. You know, every day they have milk. I sent him with a container of almond milk and said, please give him this, or just give him the juice and water, you know, that kind of stuff. So that was really all he needed. But she was asking me like a ton of questions, like, does he know where to go? Is his name in his bag? All these things. And I was just like, Grandma, I got this. I got this. And so we get to the area where we're supposed to drop him off, and it was a new routine for everybody. So we basically just signed him in, and we leave. So my son himself was very excited about it. Just to tell you a little bit about my son, he's extremely independent. He's really mature. He's vocal. He'll tell you exactly what he wants, needs, likes, doesn't like, all of that. And he's really like outgoing. So when we go places, he's not afraid to like meander and explore. He says hello to people that he doesn't know. Yeah, we have the stranger conversations, so don't worry. But he's like that type of person. Like, he just goes into an environment, and you would think that he's been there all his life. That's just how he is. So for that reason, oh, and another thing, my son has been going to daycare for 3 years. When I was pregnant with my daughter Elle, he was in daycare. He was like almost 2 years old. So he's been going to a school-like facility for 3 years of his 4-year life. So I say all of that to say, when it was time to leave, he just kind of like went and didn't even like turn around and to give us a hug, to give us a kiss, nothing. And I was like, hello? Like, dude, what's good? So I called him. I was like, Joel, like, come on, give me a hug. And he's like hugging me, but like at the same time that he's hugging me, you can see it in his face. He's just like taking it all in. What's this? Where am I? What's going on? Who are these people? He's taking it all in, and he's ready to go. He's like, Mom, I see you every day. Deuces. So then he goes. My daughter Elle, his sister, you could see it in her face that she was just like, why am I not going? And Joel and his sister Elle, they go to daycare together. I call it school. They go to daycare together a couple days every single week. They're together. Drop them off in the morning together and pick them up in the afternoon together. They're always together. So she's kind of thinking like she's supposed to be going with him, but that's not exactly what happened. So we leave, and she's just like, why am I not going? You can see it in her face, starting to get a little emotional. she starts to whine. Not a full-on cry yet, but she starts to whine. I want to go with JJ. I want to go with JJ. That's his nickname, Joel Jr., JJ. So I was like, JJ's going to school. He'll be back later. We're going to come pick him back later. And it's only like half-day school. So he's literally there for 2.5 hours. He's not even gone that long. But, you know, she doesn't have any concept of that. All she knows is her brother is leaving and she's not going with him. So meanwhile, I'm good. I didn't even say nothing about me. I'm good. I'm like, okay, drop him off. Let's go. So grandma's with us. So we get in the car. Close the door, and inside I'm like, okay, whew, that was easy. And I hear my daughter crying, so I look back and I'm just like, Mama, what's wrong? And she's like, I want to go with JJ, and the tears are running down her eyes, and she's so upset. And she's like, you know, sobbing and all that, deep breathing. And I'm just like, Mama, he's gonna be back soon. He's gonna be back like in a little bit. We're gonna come pick him up. And she's like, okay. She's calming down, and I'm talking to her, and she's crying, but then I start hearing her cry. That's not her cry. It's my mother-in-law. She's crying. I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, you want to go with JJ too? She's crying. She has on her sunglasses, so I can't see her eyes, but she's quiet. She's wiping off tears. She's sniffling. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, you two need to get it together. What is going on? And then she starts laughing, and we're laughing, and it was just hilarious. You know, she was just like, you know, with my husband, his name is Joel as well. With Joel, the first day of school, I dropped him, and I stayed in the parking lot like the entire day. I couldn't leave. I was a wreck. And you know, for about like this fraction of a minute, I could say I kind of felt like maybe I'm a heartless mom, you know, maybe something's wrong with me. And then I was like, nah, like cut it out. My son's been going to daycare for 3 years. I drop him off every single week. You know, it's not every day, but it's a couple of days a week. I drop him off. He goes to daycare. I drop off Elle. You know, when Elle was a baby, she was home with me, and we dropped him off. So I'm used to saying, bye-bye, see you later. Like, I'm used to that. And then I started taking Elle and him together. And I was a little bit, the first day dropping off Elle, I can admit I was a little bit nervous. And it wasn't because, you know, I felt like, oh, my baby's going to school. It was because Elle is a very different temperament and a very different personality. My kids are not the same. And Joelle has always been like the, let me go out and be free. And Ella's like, I want to be with mommy. So I was just a little nervous about her the first day of school, daycare, you know, and also she was little, you know, he's 4. For me, he's like a grown man. Elle was like not even 2, you know. We started them off in daycare really early because of the type of work that I do. I need time to do things, and I need my kids to go somewhere else so I can do what I got to do from working from home. And I know some moms who have to put their babies in daycare at 3 months, you know. They have to go back to work. It is what it is. We work in America, and this is the type of work that we have to do. We have jobs. We got to take care of our families, and we have to sacrifice, right? So anyway, I was okay. I was not boo-hooing. I wasn't doing none of that. In fact, by the time we got home, I kid you not, it felt like 5 minutes went by, and it was time to pick him up. It felt like the blink of an eye, and it was time to pick him up. It was crazy. I was like, that was just way too fast. It was way too fast. But anyway, that was my first day of pre-K story, and I did well. I was really excited when I went to go get him to see, you know, what he thought about pre-K and how if he made any friends and what were some of the new classroom rules that he had. And of course, he couldn't remember anything. But I used to be a teacher. Most of you know, some of you know that. I actually have a master's in education, and I taught in public school for several years. So I knew what kind of questions to ask him to get him to talk and let me know what was going on. So I was able to get some good stuff out of him through my line of questioning. But for the most part, he really didn't remember much. But yeah, let me know, what was your first day of school stories with your kids? I know some of you don't have children, so, you know, let me know how you think you might feel. And for those of you who have children around Joelle's age, 4, 5, 6, how was that? You probably remember it like it was yesterday. Those of you who your children are older, college, graduated college, they got kids, If you remember, let me know what that memory was like for you in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have not already, subscribe to my channel. And as always, I love you for watching. Bye.